Hello, I am Nicole and this is Funky Foot Farm. Today we're going to be making a quick, easy pizza dough. I'm going to be doubling this recipe. It comes from pickypalette.com is where I got it. I found it on Pinterest. What we start with is you need one cup warm water about 110 degrees. We're doubling this, so 2 cups. And we need 2 teaspoons of activated yeast. We're using 4. Two, 3, 4. Let me get out my and this also calls for 1 teaspoon of sugar, but I use maple syrup in the place of sugar, so I'll be using 2 teaspoons. And we're going to let this sit for about 5 minutes to activate and get all bubbly, and we'll come back to show you it all bubbly, and then we'll start mixing in everything else. Okay, you can see this is starting to activate, starting to get foamy. I could wait and let it go a little bit longer, but I'm gonna go ahead and get started. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add in garlic. It calls for 1/4 of a teaspoon for one pizza dough. We're doubling, I don't really measure. We like a lot of garlic in ours, so I just put almost a whole teaspoon. Salt, I will use approximately a 1/2 teaspoon per, 1/2 teaspoon for 2. It calls for 1 teaspoon. But we cut back on our amount of salt, and you can't tell that you have. This go around, I am adding Greek seasoning. Sometimes I add Italian. It all depends. Then we're going to add, this is 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil, so we're going to add 4 because remember we're doubling. Let's do this real quick. Boop. You're supposed to use a stand mixer with the dough hook to do this, but my stand mixer is not working well, and I truthfully don't want to fight it or dirty it up, so I'm going to just do it by hand. You do not have to have a stand mixer. This calls for, now we'll do 2.5 cups of flour per batch. We're doubling. So we are going to do 5 cups of flour. 4, 5. And I use a bread flour pizza dough. Pizza flour is what I use. That I get at Sam's Club. And then just get your hands in it and get dirty. It washes off.
The Greek seasoning
Smells good.
and the Greek olive oil we have recently found at Bealls.
I think that's what you said. Bells.
Bealls.
I think that's it.
Yeah,
Beal.
Bealls. It's a home-centric site.
It's kind of like the Home Goods or Burke's, something like that.
Yeah, they're considered to be an upscale Burke's, and it's just like going to a almost like a Target. They have just about everything, but they carry this, which is original Greek olive oil, and it even comes with the Greek stamp of approval. And of course, you always want to read the fine print and make sure it says it is a product of Greece. And it carries all of the grease markings. So this is about as authentic Greek oil as you can find on the market. And the Greek seasoning pack we got,
Oh, that's good.
that is also a product of Greece. And it is, if you like more traditional Mediterranean seasoning, you will like it.
And I just do this by hand, and if I need to add a little bit more flour, I will.
Yeah, this is your traditional hand-tossed pizza.
Hey, cameraman, walk around here and open up my bucket of flour. Just give me a little scoop.
Not that much.
Sprinkle some of that in there, not all of it. A little bit more. Okay, sit the extra right over there. This is the consistency that I like my dough, about like this. And we'll this is a short rise, 15-20 minutes, it's good to go. It doesn't have to sit for an hour or so. It's just knead it together and let it sit for a few minutes to rest, and it's ready to go. I'm gonna let it just sit here covered for a few minutes while the oven heats, and I get the rest of my stuff together, and we'll be back.
Speak up.
All right, this is gonna be cooked and go on the pizza. A little last minute. When I went to Sam's, I forgot to get the bag of bacon bits. And then I went on there to order pool towels and forgot to order the bacon bits. So we're pulling out the big box of bacon. We're gonna cook this up, and then I'll crumble it on. Whoop, about to throw the box on the floor. Let's do it this way.
All right, hold on, stop.
Alright, I have some poblano peppers laying around. So I'm gonna just chop up one and add to one of the peppers just to see what it tastes like. just finely chop it up, and we're gonna try it that way. Now what we have is one pizza. It's gonna be peppers, onions, and bacon, and one is gonna be just pepperoni. This meal is definitely what you call gather up what you got laying around and use it. This is what we have left of pepperonis, so we're going to use those. This is onions and pepper laying around, some frozen peppers I had, and a frozen piece of onion I had. I'm going to pull these apart so they'll thaw out a little bit. Okay. And there's your pizza dough. It's been about, what? I think this has been sitting for about 20 minutes. And I'm gonna cut it in half, pepper seeds. I'm gonna cut this in half. And just come right over here. Nothing else you got to do to it. Just take it and start stretching it out. There's one. Number two. Alright, so you just pat them out as big as you want them. And I think my cameraman's going to have to open that for me. Okay. One of these we won't put a whole lot of sauce on, and then one we'll put a lot of sauce on. Okay. So we have one that likes a lot of sauce and two that don't. So we do it both ways. What's left in this jar, I'll put in the refrigerator for now, and later I'll freeze it up in the smaller containers. All right. Cheese. I go ahead and get it in the big bag. We make a lot of homemade pizzas. Probably what, once a week? And I'll take this and divide it up and freeze it into about quart-size bags. That's usually enough for one go of pizza.
This came from Sam's Members Mark. Price reference, do you remember how much it was?
I do not remember how much it was.
How many pounds? 5
It's
pounds.
5 pounds. I want to say it was around $15. I might be way off on that. All right. This is a quick, spare the moment kind of pizza, something you can throw together in about an hour total. We'll do a couple other recipes on the other ways I do pizza. I do a sourdough Pizza Hut pan style pizza that's really good.
Very good.
But that takes about total 12 hours because you have to let the dough set.
It tastes and smells exactly like Pizza Hut deep dish.
This will be more towards what we would call a mama's pizza. Like your local family-owned pizza place.
Pizzeria. Pizza.
All right, one of these is going to be all pepperoni. These take about 15 minutes to cook. I was craving meat. I have not eaten meat in about 3 days. Good. This is really good bacon. This is, it's not Members Mark, but you get it at Sam's Club. It's the big 10-pound box. And we buy this and it'll last us probably close to a year. And it runs about 30 something for a box. Y'all can tell which pizza's mine because it has all the vegetables on it. Alrighty. I'll rinse my hands real quick. All right, we're gonna stick these in the oven for 15 minutes or so, give or take. It depends on your oven. set for 15 minutes. And we'll let that cook, and we'll keep a check on it because our oven has the fan thingy in it, and that can sometimes make them cook a little too fast, or one will cook faster than the other one. We have to switch them around. We'll be back when they're done. Alrighty. We're gonna first come out with Mr. Pepperoni. Then we're gonna come out with the everything else pizza. And we're gonna check the bottoms. Oh yeah, they're good enough. Threw my thingies in the floor. Yep, good. There you go.
Hot.
Hot. Fresh out of the oven. Really good. And that's it. It's simple. It's easy. If I can find the link for the pizza dough recipe, I will put it in the link below. I've had this recipe for about 3 years. Works really well. So alright, so as I said, I'll see if I have that link for the recipe. If I do, I'll put it in the description below. I've had this recipe for about 3 years, printed out, so I have to check and see if I can even still find the recipe. We'll see you next time. Like and subscribe.